In your pocket right now, you're carrying a lie. A beautiful, ancient lie that's kept civilization running for 3,000 years. A bag full of cowrie shells was once worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your entire net worth. And this invisible string of code is currently worth more than a luxury sports car. Here's the wildest part. They're the exact same thing. Today, I'm going to reveal the 3,000-year-old secret that connects every currency on Earth, from ancient cowrie shells to medieval gold coins to modern credit cards and cryptocurrency. By the end of this video, you'll never look at money the same way again. But first, we need to go back, way back, to a time before money even existed. You're a farmer, and you've just harvested way too many potatoes. Great. Except potatoes rot. You can't eat them all, and your family is getting really tired of potato soup. So you want to trade your potatoes for something else, maybe a new tool or some fabric or literally anything that isn't potatoes. But here's the problem. The toolmaker doesn't want your potatoes. He wants fish. The fisherman wants pottery. The potter wants grain, and the grain farmer already has potatoes. This is called the double coincidence of wants problem, which is economist speak for trading stuff is really annoying. You need something that everyone wants, something that doesn't rot, something you can carry easily, something rare enough to be valuable but common enough that people can actually use it. Basically, ancient humans invented money because arguing over potatoes was very exhausting. Enter the cowrie shell. Around 3,000 years ago, civilizations across Asia, Africa, and even parts of the Pacific started using cowrie shells as currency. And I'm not talking about a weird local thing. These shells were used by millions of people across thousands of years. They were literally the first global currency. But why? What made these specific shells so special? Well, they had three magic properties that made them perfect money. First, scarcity. Cowrie shells came from specific tropical waters, mostly around the Maldives. You couldn't just find them anywhere. They were rare enough to be valuable, but not so rare that nobody could get them. It's the Goldilocks zone of currency, just rare enough. Second, durability. Unlike food or fabric, cowrie shells don't rot, they don't rust, they don't break easily. You could bury them for 100 years and they'd still be perfectly good money. Try that with your potatoes. And third, portability. They're small, lightweight, and easy to count. You could carry hundreds in a bag. Imagine trying to buy a house with cows. Actually, people did that and it was a nightmare. So these shells became money. Not because a government said so, not because they had intrinsic value. You can't eat them, you can't build with them, they're pretty much useless for anything except looking nice. They became money because everyone agreed they were money. Cowrie shells were used in China during the Shang Dynasty, in India for centuries, throughout Southeast Asia and across West Africa, where they remained legal currency until the 1800s. That's 3,000 years of continuous use. Wow, that's a long time. For comparison, the US dollar has only existed for about 250 years. The euro? 27 years. Bitcoin? 17 years. Cowrie shells were the most successful currency in human history, and yet most people have never heard of them. Why? Because we like to think we invented money. We like to think paper currency, credit cards, and blockchain are these revolutionary modern innovations. Spoiler alert, they're not. We've been doing the same thing for 3,000 years. We just keep changing the medium. Let's fast forward. Around 600 BCE, the Lydians invented the standardized metal coin as we recognize it today. Revolutionary, right? New technology, except what made those coins valuable? Scarcity, gold and silver are rare. Durability, metal lasts forever. Portability, coins are small and easy to carry. Sound familiar? It's the exact same three properties as cowrie shells. They just used different materials. In China, during the 11th century, they invented paper money, the first country to do so. And at first, people were skeptical. This is just paper, it's worthless. But the government said, no, trust us, this paper represents gold in our treasury. And people believed them. Why? Because the paper was scarce, the government controlled printing, it was durable enough, and it was incredibly portable. Same three properties. Now let's talk about cryptocurrency. In 2009, someone using the name Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin. The pitch? A decentralized digital currency that doesn't need banks or governments. Revolutionary new technology. Except Bitcoin doesn't break the rules of money. It follows them perfectly. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. That's built into the code. Can't make more. And as long as the internet exists, Bitcoin exists. It's extremely difficult to destroy. You can send $1 billion in Bitcoin across the world in minutes for a tiny fee. Try doing that with gold bars. Same principle, new form. This same pattern made cowrie shells work 3,000 years ago. Bitcoin isn't a revolution, it's a repetition. We took the ancient cowrie shell model and said, what if we did this but with computers? And then we convinced ourselves we'd invented something brand new. Now, don't get me wrong, the technology is new. Blockchain, cryptography, decentralization, these are genuinely innovative. But the fundamental principle, that's 3,000 years old. And here's the wildest part. Bitcoin has no physical form. You can't hold it, you can't see it. It exists purely as numbers in a digital ledger. And yet, people are willing to pay a lot of money for one. Why? Because we agree it has value. The same reason we agreed cowrie shells had value. The same reason we agree paper money has value. The same reason anything has value. So, here it is, the 3,000-year-old secret behind every currency on Earth. All money is just collective belief. That's it. That's the secret. Nothing has inherent value as money. Not gold, not paper, not Bitcoin, not even cowrie shells. They only have value because we all agree they have value. Money is a shared fiction that we maintain through collective trust. When that trust breaks, the currency collapses. But when trust exists, you can use shells, you can use paper, you can use invisible internet numbers. It doesn't matter what the medium is. As long as everyone believes, it works. So why does this matter? Because we're living through another currency transition right now. Physical cash is disappearing. We're moving to digital payments, cryptocurrencies, central bank digital currencies, and people are freaking out. Digital money isn't real money, they say. But here's the thing. None of it was ever real money. The real question isn't, is crypto real money? The real question is, do people trust it? And right now, millions of people do. Man's greatest economic innovation wasn't the invention of money. It was our ability to collectively believe in shared fictions, to trust each other enough to accept shells, paper, and code as payment. That's the secret. Just us agreeing together for thousands of years. I'm Finn, and this is AgePay, where we explore money through the ages. If you learned something today, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more financial stories to uncover. Next, we're exploring what happens when collective belief collapses and why North Korea's currency became almost worthless. Thanks for watching. And remember, money is whatever we agree it is. So, what should we agree on next? Let me know in the comments. I'll like the craziest one. Later.